All right, good morning, and welcome to PyBay 2025. Round of applause for everybody who made it here bright and early on a Saturday. My name is Chris Brousseau. I'm your conference chair, and we're just going to click through a couple of things before we get into talks. You can see what they are. It's pretty straightforward. The first thing I want to do is give a land acknowledgement to the Ramaytush Ohlone people who were here well before most of us landed, and this is something we do every year. So acknowledging that these people inhabited the land that we're standing on, and we're recognizing that we're benefiting from the fact that they were here, and we've inherited sort of this land. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the volunteers who are here today. So please give me a round of applause for all of the volunteers. There's a huge team behind this. There's probably 30, 40 people here today who are on site, and there's a number of people who are working throughout the year. None of this would happen without those people putting in their time for the community. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to our speakers. Shout out to our speakers, please. So, giving a talk at PyBay is an awesome way to help build the community. This year we had over 115 talks submitted for a mere 25 slots, and we know that the time invested in just putting a proposal together is a lot. The time invested to kind of build a talk and prepare for it and deliver it is significant. And we're grateful for everyone who did both of those things and sharing their knowledge with us. Sponsors, we have a great array of sponsors this year. Huge shout out to Code Rabbit, who was our first sponsor. And by the way, gold star for the quickest response, like within an hour. It was great. I also want to say a special shout out to Intuit, a returning sponsor who was here as a gold sponsor last year and has been a great partner. So shout out to Intuit. Meta wins the prize for the earliest sponsor. They are signing up early, so thanks. They're also great for open source in general. Neo4j, returning sponsor. They're going to be here doing some interviews today, so look for a request from somebody in the hallway. A new sponsor with Temporal for durable computing. Please stop by their booth. Very, very cool open source product too. Bronze sponsors, we would not be here without the backing of the Python Software Foundation and Bloomberg and Microsoft, who's running a workshop. So thank you for all of these. Community sponsors, longtime important partners. NumFocus is here again. We do a lot of community work with them. Black Python Devs is here. Stop by their booth for the first time. We're greatly pleased that we have a partner with them. And importantly, Talk Python. Michael Kennedy's been a speaker here before, and he's a sponsor of this conference. He's not here today, but he does have a gift for everybody who's attending, which is 3 complimentary courses, covers a range of skills. Don't worry, this slide will be rotating throughout the day. So anybody here can sign up. Just hit that QR code and make sure you put in the email that you used today. And any questions, please call Michael. My email is busy, but sponsors. So that's it. Our global community is huge, and I wanted to talk about how we fit into this universe, right? So we are we being BAPIA and the PyBay conference, are fiscal sponsorees of the Python Software Foundation. The Bay Area Python group, the Bay Area Python Association is this group that's like an umbrella for all of the community-related stuff that happens here, including PyBay, including these local meetups like SF Python, Peninsula, and Bay Piggies, right? We also have PyLadies up here, technically not part of BAPIA, but they're sponsored under the global PyLadies group. But key takeaway is that, it's turtles all the way down, folks. All of these folks are nonprofit, 100% top to bottom. And so just recognizing how we fit in. With that, I would like to invite Chris Neugebauer up to the stage, please, to give some remarks from the PSF. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. I'm here from the Python Software Foundation. We're the non-profit vendor-neutral home of the Python programming language. We look after the copyrights and trademarks of the Python language so that when you run something called Python, you know the language that you're going to get. We facilitate community events throughout the world, including PyCon US, including PyBay. We run the package index, so when you go pip install something, something actually ends up on your computer. And most importantly, we facilitate the vendor-neutral leadership of the Python programming language that's enabled Python to keep up and even stay one step ahead of the broader tech industry for the last 30 plus years. We're a membership-based organization. If you contribute 5 hours a month to open source or community efforts involving Python, you're eligible to become a member. If you're willing to make a tax-deductible donation of $99 plus per year, you're eligible to become a member. If you value Python being an independent, non-vendor locked-in language, I hugely encourage you to support us and our mission. And with that, back to Chris. Enjoy your PyBay.
Thank you so much. Just real quick, who here is a member of the PSF? Anybody? All right, that's great. Thank you very much for joining. The rest of you, consider helping out. It's the foundation for everything that I do. Let's talk about BAPIA. This is, again, the main group under PyBay, under the PSF that sponsors this group. Our whole goal is to drive all of the meetups and all the community events, including this conference. There are some board elections coming up in the spring, and this is the organization that kind of helps keep everything going. Some Python news, you may have heard there's like a recent release, QR code for that right there. Another thing that maybe not everybody has seen is the Python documentary. So here's a link to the full movie that's out there. It is fantastic. It's like 90 minutes. My spouse, who is not a Python person, not a tech person at all, loved it. It's a super engaging movie. The story about Python, the story about the people in Python, really, really worth it. So check it out on YouTube and hope you enjoy it. All right. Here's the ask. We do these meetups, we do these talks. A lot of people like to talk, some people don't. We're looking for people who want to talk. We're looking for people who don't want to talk to convert them to those that want to talk. It's a lot of fun. This conference and the meetups, pretty low stakes events for giving talks. It's a great way to kind of show people what you're working on. It's a great way to build that sense of community and collaboration, right? And we have people at all of the meetups who, if you've not spoken before, are happy to help you work through how to give a good talk, what makes good talk, build your stuff, etc. So the community's there to support you. Same thing with PyBay. Today we have an amazing roster of speakers, and some of them are first-time conference speakers, right? So that's an important part of our mission, is to be part of this vehicle of bringing people into the community on a continuous basis. So meetup's a great place to talk, a great place to start, get plugged in a low-risk way. Secondly, the community does need you. We need you not to just give talks, but help keep these things going. Let's give to those who are going to come after us. So when you're around, if you're looking and seeing anybody who has a yellow, an orange lanyard this year, please say hi to them. There's several kinds of roles to consider. Volunteering with leadership to help PyBay throughout the year. There's, of course, day of PyBay events. Anyone interested in that, please email me at chair@pybay.org. All right, now we get into some tactical housekeeping, some fun stuff. Code of conduct, we have one. Everyone here's agreed to follow it. Please follow it. If, on the unfortunate event, something does happen that is in violation, here's how you report it. Please try to be as complete as possible. We'll be responsive. Hopefully nothing happens and everybody can have fun today. However, I would say, just again, absolutely no tolerance for aggression, any form. This is a fun community event. You're here to talk about Python, love it. You're here to make friends, love it. Anything that falls in this zone, super not interested in that. Easy, pretty low bar. I'm sure everybody can manage that. But just know this is kind of the mindset. We want everybody to have fun here. We want everybody to be safe. We also want everyone to feel included, right? And I know when I'm talking with folks in the hallway, it's super easy to get locked in and be, talking exclusively with one or two people. My ask is let's kind of leave some room for new people to join. Sometimes it's hard if you're in a closed circle to butt in if you don't know. But if that circle has a couple of openings where people can walk in and kind of stand at the end and kind of slide their way in a gentle way and participate, it's a super easy way to let people know they're welcome to come in, and people can leave when they want, et cetera. So try to follow the Pac-Man rule. Obviously, we're not monitoring any of that kind of stuff, but it's just a polite request. Some tactical things, sponsor booths going on all day. Very, very cool stuff to see with these folks, so please stop there. The workshops, for those of you who signed up for the Microsoft workshops, there's a Postgres one that's happening at 10:30, and then in the afternoon is a NoSQL one. I think they're full, but the Microsoft team has some other options available. Talk to them at the booth, and they will help you out. We have lunch starting at 1, a bit later today. Talks restart at 2:30, and one of the things that we're trying to do this year is spread things out a little bit more, right? So lunch is longer, it's 90 minutes, don't have to rush. During talks, we have some blocks where it is back-to-back, but we also have other blocks where there's, kind of 10 minutes or so where we can have a little bit more space. So there's time to kind of migrate between talks. Going up and down the stairs, everybody's going to get their steps in today for sure, right? Look for the signs in the hallway on the agenda, and for those that didn't notice, on the back of your badge is this QR code that brings us to our site. If there happen to be any more schedule changes, we have had one speaker swap out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. It'll give me a little bit of a heart attack right now because it's the day of. But if it does change, it'll be happening on the agenda, and the room captains will announce that. And then lastly, for folks who are maybe attending their first PyBay or not frequent attendees, the hallway track is not announced, but it's a great way to kind of learn what's happening in the universe of Python and meet people and connect with them. That's just talking with people in the hallway. We call it the hallway track like it's something, but it's really just like go up and say hi and introduce yourself to people that maybe you haven't met yet. Housekeeping, super, super easy. Last thing, save the date, because this year we've locked in PyBay for next year already. So PyBay 2026, happening on the 3rd of October. We've done no planning beyond creating this slide. That's all we've done. That's all we've done is kind of put that up. But notionally get that out there. There'll be announcements on our LinkedIn, et cetera, so people can kind of follow that as it comes. And that is the entire extent of the open remarks, right? So we have plenty of time before we kick off for the next 10:30 talk. For those of you who are staying here, you can hang out or go downstairs, and I see somebody raising their finger for a question. Oh my gosh, you're right. I may have missed that slide. We will have, by the way, some slides playing on the intermissions as they come, kind of zip around. And one of the things that would help us immensely as organizers, if when you see those links and they say something like, follow us on LinkedIn, or follow us on Fosstodon, or Blue Sky, or whatever, please do that because it helps us kind of be more connected. We used to use Meetup a lot, we still do, but not everybody's on that. That platform's not so awesome, but these social media platforms people are kind of plugged into. So when you see those things, there'll be a QR code, zap that up and follow us, please, and it would just help us kind of keep everybody aware of what we're doing in open source, what we're doing in the Python community here in the Bay Area. So that's all I have for the remarks, nice and quick. Hope everybody has a great time today. Enjoy the talks, enjoy the hallway track, enjoy each other, and thank you all for coming to PyBay 2025.